So this is my quick review of the LED par I happened to pick up from Banggood. It is a genuine China special product. It cost me exactly $28.98, and it claims to be an 18-watt LED par, DMX controllable. And as you can tell from the box, it is 100% LED, not those shoddy 80% LED par cans. This is genuine 100% LED. On their box, they seem to be a little bit confused. If you look at the product label there, if it focuses, it claims it is a 30 to 80 watt LED light fixture, when the one I bought online is a 18 watt. So kind of large variance there, 18, 30, 80, who cares? Came with its own genuine death adapter. I don't know why, since the plug that comes with it is one of those straight blade plugs for the United States, so it seems kind of redundant to me, but whatever. Inside you'll find some documentation, and on this one it claims the lifespan is a huge whopping, if you can see that, 5 to 100,000 watt hour, 100,000 hours. So at least it'll work 5 hours for you, maybe more. No promises there. Also, here on the control modes it says DMX, auto, sound, but it doesn't say anything about master slave. But if you look on the box, right in there, they claim that it can also do master slave communication between fixtures, so that one's also up in the air. The bracket is a cheese grade metal, kind of flexy, not really super sturdy. Don't want to bend that too much, but it'll do the job. Get that out of the way. So you got some mounting bolts. Get that out of the way. So here's the fixture there. You got 6 red, 6 blue, and 6 green LEDs. Fixture is made out of plastic. The listing looked like it was going to be aluminum, but can't complain. It's $28. I do like the fact that they have brass inserts there, so it's not going to strip out anytime soon. At least not too easily, so that's a good sign. The other thing that I like is that it has a 3-pin, if it focuses maybe, kinda. Oh, it's got one of those 3-pin earthed leads, so I'm hoping that it's actually earthed inside, because we'll see. I'm hoping it'll be great. So there, I just took this plastic bezel piece right off. Not going to bore you with the details of taking these screws out. These, unfortunately, are just into some plastic, no more brass inserts. So seems the quality ends on the outside. Doesn't look very promising for the inside. Here you got your plastic reflectors, some more bolts holding this front bezel ring retainer lens holder, I guess, on. So let's take that off and see how much worse it gets. So I got those screws removed. We take the lens retaining ring right off, and inside you can see that retaining ring there is actually held into some more brass standoffs. So that's a good sign. Underneath here, this is just a PCB, and you got some LEDs in there. If you look real close, you might be able to see some Maybe. You might be able to see in there some thermal compound underneath those LEDs. That's a good sign. They didn't skimp on your thermal goo there, so that's good. Pull out a little bit. Seems to be held in there relatively well. Can't complain too much about that. Don't exactly appreciate how these are sort of just pressed onto those LEDs, but they have that retaining ring, so it's not too terrible. So now I took the camera off the tripod for this one. If you look in there, I do appreciate how they took the wires and they sort of stuck it down with like some elastic. It's like that goopy stuff. So those aren't going to come off anytime soon. That is a good sign. Now we're just going to take the LEDs off and put them to the side. And if you look right there, something I'm not a huge fan of seeing, you have a resistor there limiting the power to the LED board there. But it's sort of just zip tied down to the rest of the wires there. And no heat shrink to speak of on the leads there of that resistor. They're sort of just hanging out in there, doing whatever they're going to do. Possibly shorting on that power supply right there. Who knows? Why not? Because, and look, there's that resistor right there, so they could just short very nicely on that. But, you know, $20 fixture. Can't really ask too much of them. In there, the wires are sort of just soldered down to the connector there. They did have some pads that they could have went to, and, you know, made it a little bit better, but time's money, so you're just going to solder it straight to that connector there, because that's what you do, you know. You can see on that bridge rectifier there, one of those diodes is just sort of higher than all the other ones. Not really sure what's going on there. Maybe they felt they needed some extra cooling. Who knows? They just couldn't be bothered to put it in all the way. Because, you know, time's money. Whatever. Also, no cooling fans in this fixture. Even though it claims to be 30 to 80 watts. Doesn't need cooling. I mean, all it has to do is last like 5 hours minimum, according to the lifetime. So, you know, I guess it'll do. Something else I'd like to draw your attention to real quick is, you know how it's a 3-pin grounded cord, you know, all nice on the outside? Just chopped off that grounding wire right there. Because, you know, don't need grounding. Because electrocution's not a thing in China, apparently. Good point, though. You know, you got a aluminum-clad PCB on the back of there, so if there were cooling fans in here, they'd actually be cooling something, but don't need it. Don't need cooling fans, so whatever. Also, in there, on that little PCB down in there, behind that connector, it is actually labeled fan and power, so they just put power into where the fan is, because I guess they're just going to be 12-volt fans, and just put the connector in there willy-nilly, plugged it in, got it power, so, you know, PCB's happy, it's the drivers in there getting power, but fans, don't need them. So now we're looking at the main control board. The 3 little discrete devices you see over there, there's the MOSFETs. They're driving the entire LEDs, or entire array of LEDs on the front. All 18, 30, 80 watts of them, whatever it actually is. They do seem a little undersized for the job, but can't blame them for trying. They do have an entire ground pour underneath and some, like, via stitching around there a little bit. They tried a tiny bit to get the heat off of those. Don't really know if it works in practice so well, but they made an attempt. You have a Max 485 little device right there That's the RS-45 bus driver, because DMX is built up on RS-45. So, you know, hopefully it's an actual name brand part, but I'm going to assume it's a knockoff. They have an SM74HC, what is that? 595D. And the main processor on that board there, that is a 8SOD3F3P6, I believe. I might have to look at that a little bit closer. I'll link in some data sheets underneath the video. But, you know, layout seems reasonable. Doesn't look too terrible. There's like a film on the LED display there. That's really bugging me. Can't have that. Gotta get that off there. Nice and matte. Alright, so seems pretty reasonable. They glued the connectors down. That's nice. They do appear to use the same board for multiple fixtures. You can see there's like a little pin out there for a motor. You know, this doesn't have a stepper, but some other fixture might. So, yeah, next we're just going to take a look at that power supply that's down in there. So there's the little switch mode power supply that takes your 90 through 240 down to a more reasonable 12 volts DC. As you can see, there's spots here for a connector, but they decided to go without that. They put in an extra one here. Not sure what for, but would have liked to see one over here, you know, for the power input side. Instead, what they decided to do is just solder that right down onto those traces. Not super great, as you can see, that one's just coming off. It's not even soldered down real well. And zero isolation between these two. What, like, they're not even trying there. I mean, like, come on. Not super great, not impressed there. I'm gonna go and touch these up a little bit before I actually go to plug this in, because that's like a fire hazard right there, you know. It's just bridge right over and short, and it's not gonna be a good day for anyone. No elastic or anything to like glue it down, just stick them on there, you know, little 1-2 of the soldering iron, and you know, should be alright. This is at least how they're going about it. Not super pleased with that. They do have an isolation track right in there between high and low side of their transformer there. Seems alright. The caps don't look bulging or anything. They do have a little Y class capacitor there across their power supply there. Help keep the noise down a little bit. But, you know, not really impressed with the primary side over here. Really bugged by those. But we'll see. Hopefully when we plug it in, it won't explode right away. You know, at least I'll hopefully get those 5 hours they promised out of this unit. Other than that, if it gets any less than that, you know, I'm just gonna give them a call and be like, that's not cool. So we shall see. Right, so now we've got it all put back together. I've patched that little wire in there that was threatening to burn down the whole place. Something that should be noted, since the ground in here is not connected to the case anywhere, you do have the potential for this to become a shock hazard because the front bezel is actually metal. And that's connected all the way down through the aluminum clad PCB and everything, because those holes in there are just routed so the aluminum comes through, and you know, you can get a potential shock off of this. The other thing is the only ground in here comes off of your DMX network, because you need ground in there so you can get signal continuity through the whole network. And if you short live, for example, to some grounded piece in this unit, you're actually in potential of damaging your entire DMX network, since it's going to try and go to ground through that, which is meant to be a signal ground, not a current carrying ground. So far my opinion of this would be, if you're really strapped for cash and you like a $20 LED par, then maybe it'll get you by, but you know, you're kind of endangering your other equipment there, and potentially yourself. So let's just give her some power and see what happens. Saw a quick flash there. So it's in D01, so I'm assuming it's in DMX channel 1. It's not really any instructions to speak of for how to configure this unit. Besides just safety precautions of, you know, don't be an idiot with it. It says not to open it unless you're qualified. I'd say open it anyways, because it's probably going to try and kill you if you don't. So do with that what you will. CC01, so I guess that's color 1. You can see some lights are on there. So, you know, 6 green, 6 red, 6 blue. They're not actually RGB LEDs, they're red, green, blue LEDs, so you're not going to get super great color mixing. I don't see any flicker on the camera, so that's good. Hats off to them for that one. Let's see, what can we get here? Oh, now we're going to like a cyan of some sort. So this is just a color selection mode, kinda. Basically just fades through the LEDs as you hold down the button. RB01. I think this is the sound active mode? Not really sure. No, it seems to just be doing a slow fade. No, it seems to be going faster. If I keep doing that and tapping on it. And if I just go slow, will the fade slow down? No, it doesn't appear to be doing that. Yeah, it'd be great if these things were in the manual for this, but they're not. This just seems to be color fading all the same, just different numbers for the same color fade. Well, that's a little bit faster. Yeah, it's alright. PL0106. Not really sure what that's doing. SD01. Again, some sort of chase. It's a thing. Oh, it's got a strobe. It's useful, I guess. It's got different flash speeds. Yeah, you only got like 12 of them though. Let's see, it's 14, 15. That's quick-ish. It's kind of strobe-ish. Doesn't go that fast. Oh, there you go. Found sound. This says SOUD. So there you go. There you go. That's sound active mode. Let's see. Is this letting me control? It is, okay. So now it says R008. It's letting me individually control the brightness of the red channel, the green channel. You can see it's sort of fading out there a little bit. Very slowly, because it's going through 255 levels of it. Yeah, sort of fading out there. And then blue. Kinda, yeah. It's got like a teal color happening. And then DMX channel 1 again. So that's all the modes in there. Let me put it back to this, because it brings up the point that I was saying about color mixing. Let me just point that at the wall there, and then move the camera real quick. Let's see. So, the camera, you can't really see it a little bit. See how you have that double shadow there? You have the blue and then the green. That's basically what's going to happen when you have a bunch of red, green, and blue LEDs in an array. It's not going to be super great on the color representation. You're going to get like that weird, strange fading towards the edge as get more of one color or the other. Seems bright enough. Not super great. I'm going to point it across the room and see how bright it is across the wall. One sec. So now it's sort of pointing up at the ceiling there. It's like a good 10-15 feet away from where the lamp's sitting right now. And it's not that big of a spot. Wouldn't really call this so much of a wash either. It's kind of somewhere in between. It seems a little bit underpowered as well. Not super great. Not very impressed. It is $20 though, and it does do DMX for $20. So could buy like 6 or so of these fixtures and get by, I guess. I guess it's alright. Could be worse. Still not super bright at that distance. I guess maybe it's like 18 watts of light. That's not really a light measurement. I'm going to grab my light meter real quick and then we'll find out how much power it's actually putting out. So at about a foot away, it would appear to be about 1,000 lux, which is not terrible, but that's, you know, a foot away from the fixture. At, I'm gonna see, at 15 feet, oh no, I don't think that number's gonna hold up quite well. We'll see. Right, so at 15 feet away, it was about 120 lux. Not super bright, but you know, $20 fixture. So overall, my opinion of it is, it's alright. It's trying to be a proper fixture, but you know, what can you get for 20 bucks? If they had used proper connectors on that power supply in there, I'd be happier. If they hadn't actually chopped off the ground, I'd be happier. Those are small things that don't really cost a lot of money to like implement. It's just some like minor tweaks to their production line. And overall, it would probably make me happier with this fixture. It's $20, so I can't complain too much. Didn't really expect too much from it when I bought it. I was just sort of wanting to see what kind of little unit you can get for 20 bucks. And you know what? For 20 bucks, I'm impressed, actually. Because that's a lot of stuff inside that they had to cram in there, like component-wise and layout and production-wise to get it down to 20 bucks. But I don't know, it leaves me kind of with a bad taste in my mouth when they sort of just solder the input to the power supply straight to the traces and leave like neutral crossing right over it live. It's not super great and quite a dangerous thing. So if you buy one of these, take it apart, make sure it's not going to kill you. And then after that, I don't see why it shouldn't keep working. At least, you know, for those 5 hours that they promised in their data sheet. If you can even call it that. So, you know what? Anyhow, that sort of wraps it up. It's neither here nor there, but it's $20, so kind of get what you pay for. And, yeah, if 20 bucks will get you by, pick up a couple of these and they'll work quite fine for you.